Alright, welcome back everybody. We are carrying on with getting shape key support in the engine, and I have music today. I looked on Reddit and I found some royalty-free dungeon synth, and if it's not still royalty-free, let me know, creator, but this is Wooden Vessels, and the album is With Both Feet Upon the Ether? Probably Ether. With Both Feet Upon the Ether. And it rocks. So go listen to them. Okay, so I don't remember where I left off last stream. I think I did a little bit since then, but not a whole lot. So I think I've been doing an introduction to what shape key animation is every stream, but I'll do a short one today. So the idea here is I already have skeletal animation, and skeletal animation is, imagine if you have a mesh like a cube, and that mesh is comprised of vertices. Then if I want to animate them over time, a really common way to do it is by using an armature. So if you had an armature, you can put a bone here, and let's put a cube down here. So let's say for skeletal animation, let's say that I want to animate this cube. So I'm going to put some bones in here like a skeleton. It would make more sense if I had more bones and more interesting meshes to wrap around the bones. But what you can do is you can assign a weight for every vertex to say how much does the transform of this bone affect the transform of the vertex. And then you can capture each frame the rotation information or the transform information of every bone and then every parent in that bone's hierarchy. So when you're animating, all you have to do is say frame 0, let's first get the root node, and we'll multiply its vertices by, well, actually we'll start with the vertex. Let's get the bones that impact it, and then multiply their parents all the way down to it to get the final transform of the vertex for each of the bones that influence it and all of their parents. So that's essentially the skeletal animation algorithm, but that can fall short if you're trying to do something that has a lot of either a lot of vertices or the shapes aren't, the animation isn't naturally derived from something that you could do with bones. So in this example, if you think about cloth physics, yes, cloth physics will drape around a body and they'll move with an armature, but you don't necessarily, some people do, it's a valid technique, but you don't necessarily think about it where every vertex is influenced by a bone when you're thinking about animating cloth physics. So I could do this with bones, but it seems pretty tedious. So what I'm doing instead is I'm doing something called shape key animation. So what a shape key is every frame or every keyframe, all you do is you capture the transform of every vertex. And there are a lot here, something like 1,000. Capture the transform of every vertex, and you save it to something called a shape key. Then you go to the next keyframe. Let's get out of edit mode. Go to the next keyframe, and you again capture the delta between the previous keyframe and now what is the position offset or the transform offset for every one of those same vertices. So if you think about it, you're capturing a copy of the mesh for every frame. That's really nice because you can do, a lot of people use shape key animation for facial expressions. That's another place where bones kind of fall short, unless you were to have bones for your cheeks and your nostrils and a bunch of bones in your eyes and your eyebrow muscles and such like that. People don't usually do that. They use shape key animation, so they would take an eyebrow with the vertices and move it up like this, and then capture that as a shape key. And then you can lerp through it, interpolate through it in your game engine. So I am using AskImp which is asset importer, to get the underlying shape key information out of the, it was an FBX, now it's a GLTF. I was finding problems with the FBX export when I was working on this earlier, so now I've added GLTF support. Okay, so that leads us to now. What I'm currently working on, I'm working on the NC convert, which is our asset conversion tool. And let's see. I'm going to recapture my shape key asset that I've made. Put it here. So what I'm trying to do is take ASIM's input format and convert it to a format that I can work with more easily. So I was thinking for skeletal animation we needed a name, of course, a name of the animation clip, duration in ticks per second, and then essentially a vector of what I called position frame, rotation frame, and scale frame, each of those just having a timestamp and in ticks, and then a vector. But for this case, I don't think I need timestamp in ticks. I think if I just capture the total size of this vector, it's going to be a vector of frames. And what a frame is an abstraction around a mesh in this example. So it's going to have a vector of vertex positions. So I don't think I need to capture the time here because I already know that I'm already going to know the length of my clip, the duration in ticks, because you can pull that right out of the animation clip. So that's going to be 10,000 ticks because it's a 10-second long clip. There are 1,000 ticks per second. So knowing that, I think I can just divide this. Or do I need to know? Oh, yeah, I don't think I need to know. So let's say that we're at t equals 1 second. So that's 1/10 of the way through. So if I want to get the corresponding keyframe, shape key at that time, all I have to do is go 1/10 of the way through this vector. And we can, oh my goodness, I hate doing that. And we can round down. So I can do a 32t frames count, and that's just going to cache the size of this. And I think that'll do it. So I'm really considering doing a tutorial on this once I get it all figured out, because I could not find very good information online on how to do this. But maybe it's not a very common thing to do. I would assume it is. I know Unity has shape key support, so I'm assuming Unreal does as well, and probably Godot. Okay, so we already have the name, the ticks per second, and the duration ticks. Okay, now we want to get the frames count. And what is the frames count going to be? It's going to be how many of these I have, which will be the number of weights and values. Or is it the number of cues? It's the number of keys for sure, but why would they be different? So if I'm looking in here, I thought it told me that I have 241 keys. Oh, it did. Oh, I see. 241 keys, and each of them has apparently I lean that way a lot, so let's just adjust the camera. So, I don't want the 241 keys. I want the number of weights and values, which is 25. And that's interesting. So, there's one channel. There's get out of here for a minute. So I'm just printing out the time. So every key gets its own time. Let's see how many keys there are. I suppose I could just print out the number of keys, but I'm a visual learner. I want to see. Because I would like just to interpolate between the keyframes. I don't want to do this for every single one of the 241 frames. That was a big build. Okay. Oh. Interesting. Let's just hold off on my asserts for now. I just want to see what the shapes look, what the keys look like in here. Okay, so it's all the ticks from 41 going up by about 40 milliseconds all the way up to 10,000. And there's 241 of these, and I really only care about the shape keys, or the keyframes. Why is it nested like this? Why does every tick have its own 25? Oh, okay. So every tick doesn't. There are 25 shape keys, and every tick it's already linearly interpolated between them. Yeah, that is still strange. So what am I missing? If I were to store the shape keys, not it's still going to give me 241 copies of the mesh. I don't want that. I want 25 copies of the mesh. Keyframes of the animation. Why do I have 241 keyframes? So even if I did do my thing where I lerp between, so I'm returning one shape key, so lerp between these two, returning one shape key per keyframe, that is still 241 keyframes. And what I really want to do is just capture Does that work if I do that? If I say the key has num values and weights. So instead of looping through the keys, I know that there are 241 keys. So let's calculate this out. So how much size are we talking? If there's 241 keys, each key has one shape key. $141 keys. Each key has $1,000 vertices. Each vertex has 12 bytes. So that's huge. Let me... That's way too big to store. Two kilobytes? Is that right? No, 2 megabytes. Jeez. How many? Is this megabytes? It is, isn't it? Bytes to megabytes. Yeah, that's 2.89 megabytes. Surely that's not right for a single animation. That's insane. So, no, we don't want to do that. We want to say how many anim meshes were there? I'm just not gonna save 2 megabytes every time I need a shape key animation. I know they're supposed to be big, but okay. There are 25 animeshes. Why am I even doing any of this? Don't I just know the time because I can divide it? Yeah, 25. So I don't think I can get away from storing 25 times 1089. So 25 shape keys. Each one has 1,000 vertices, and each one of those has 12 bytes. I mean, that's still big, but that's... I mean... That's really big. Whoa. Maybe we should have fewer shape keys. Jeez. How big is the average skeletal animation clips? Well, I guess we can look. Install sample NCA. Oh, they're smaller. I guess maybe 25 shape keys is just a lot. And 1,000 vertices is a lot too. So I should try to keep it around 10 shape keys, because I would cut that down in half. Okay, so anyway, we want to keep... We just want the shape keys right in there. We don't need any of this. Because let's think about that. If we have 25 in here, and we have our 10,000 ticks, and we're, let's just say 100 ticks in, that means we're at 1/100th of the way through. So then we take 1/100th times 25, which is equals 0.25. Well, 0.25. But we don't want to go a quarter of the way in. We want to go... Oh my gosh. Oh, 1/100th of the way in. Why is that so hard? Does that mean you go a quarter of the way through the first? Oh, yeah, I think that's what that means. Quarter of the way through the first one. So frames count we don't want. We just want shape key count. Okay. So I really don't think we need to do... Oh, okay, we already have the time. I don't think we care about the channels at all. Maybe I'll regret this, but I'm just going to get rid of this whole thing. Let's say... No, we don't even care about the channels either. So we care about how many anim meshes are in the mesh. So long as there are 1, then each of these is a shape key. So we then want to say shape key. Well, we'll do that after here. Oh, of course, changing it in the comment will not update it here. Dot equals mesh m num anim meshes, which we've already asserted is not 0. I'm wearing my glasses for too long today. I've mentioned this in past streams, but I don't need these glasses to see because I'm already wearing contacts. I need them for their yellow light protection because I look at a computer all day. So I don't actually know why all of that data is in there and what I'm missing by not including like the channels and the what shape key is affecting what frame at what time. I just can't reason about why I can't just lerp through the shape keys directly. So we're gonna try it and see what happens. Okay, so the shape key count is the number of meshes, and then it just gets really easy. Wait, what? Whoa. Oh, how do I... We want to make a... vector of vertices for each shape key. So shape key animation dot position frames dot reserve is mesh mnum meshes. This album is so good. Another shout out to... Oh. I'm onto a different playlist now. I should go back because Anyway, big shout out to With Both Feet Upon the Ether, the album name by Wooden Vessels. They're really, really good. And Wooden Vessels, if you ever listen to this and I no longer have permission with credit to listen to your album, let me know and I will apologize. And not do it again. We're doing a lot with this variable, so I don't need to fetch it every time. We can just cache it. Okay, so we're reserving in this vector, in our case 25 vectors of vector 3. So this shape is the shape key, and we have 25 of them. Then for the first shape key we have auto shape key equals instead vector of nc vector 3 key dot reserve, and then this will have the vertices in there. Mnum vertices. Okay, then do I have an example of transform in here? Because I always, yeah. Oh, look at that. I don't even, not only have a transform, I have a convert a span of AI vector 3 to vertices. That's amazing. What are you? Holy cow. Not going to templatize this because it's just going to have two. So we want AI anim mesh. Is that what it was? That's so cool. That was definitely a cal move. I don't remember writing such a useful function ever once in my life. Okay, AI mesh. That is so nice. That's absolutely beautiful. So we want... I don't even think we have to reserve anymore because we did this. So we can say shape key. Okay, so we've decided that the position frames vector is going to have, okay, so we can say the same amount of values as this loop is going to have, so it's safe to say shape key animation dot position frames dot pushback. Now I've never understood if this is going to elide or not, or if it's fine. I should probably learn because Cal's not doing my reviews anymore. Or is it going to, is this redundant is what I was trying to say. Let's see where that puts us. I'm going to be so excited when this feature is in. It's really going to add a lot. Try that. What does that give us? What is this? I'm just gonna do a dummy statement at the end, so just want it. How about this? I don't know even why I made it that complicated. Okay. I just want a breakpoint after my for loop so I can look to see what the data looks like. Okay, the position frames, there's 25 of them. This one is 2.135. Hey, that's data. Okay. I wonder if there's a good way to mock this out so that I can see if it's working before I go and serialize and all of that. I'm going to make an even simpler one. Okay, so I'm just going to make a cube and this should really be my default. I don't know why I did the flag. It's way too complicated. Okay. Okay, last time I did this, I don't know if I actually know how to make shape keys manually. Oh, did that work? Last time I did cloth to shape key, but then I wonder if this matters. Okay, I need to make a short rabbit hole tangent to find out how to do shape keys manually and not use my cloth to shape key add-on. We can try that. Mesh cube. Okay. So we add our basis. We don't want them to be relative. Let's try 10. No, that one's 0. We add another one. This one's 10. And we bring that down to -0.5. And then we add another one, and we say 20 and -0.5. Sure. And then another one, 30. Deform. So what happens if we then go to Action Editor? I see. Okay. So, basis. Key 1 is 100. And then we get to, let's go by 20s. 20. Then we go to key 2. That's, oops, 50. Key 1 is also 50. Then this guy, we're going to animate him. And key 2 will be 100. And if we cycle through this, it didn't work. Why not? We have to be in edit mode. Maybe not. Okay, 1. We might need to be 1.1. Then you are 0 and you are 1. And then you, oh, because I never, okay, that could be why. This is 1, you are 0 and 1. Aha, okay. I was just not clicking on the right keyframe. Okay, so 1, you are going to have 0.5 and 0.5. You are going to have 0 and 1, both animated. No. 0 and 1. Jump to 60. Animate you and you. You are going to be 0.5. You are going to be 0.5. Jump to 80. And animate you and you. You are going to be 0 and you are going to be 1. Now, kind of worked. What did I do different? Oh, you can't see the video? Okay, thank you. Hold on a minute. How is that? Did that fix it? fix it? Okay, I'm hoping I have video back. We're gonna try it again. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is do manual shape keys in Blender, because the only way that I was doing them before was through this cloth to shape key add-on. And I think I've mostly figured it out here. Because even in my simple example for getting this imported, I have 1,000 vertices per shape key and 25 shape keys. So it was going off the rails really fast. I'm trying to figure out if things are looking right. So let's try this. We're adding a shape key. That's our basis. Then we're going to add our new animation. We're going to call it cylinder deform. Then we're going to add another one. Call it key 1. This time we're going to animate it. We're at frame 1. Let's do 100 frames. Okay, I'm going to press I to animate the value, and it's going to be 1.0. Then we're going to jump ahead. Maybe I don't. No, I definitely want to animate them. That's how I get the keyframes. So I go to 20, and let's move this top ring down. Now go back out of edit mode, add one, animate it, and this one is 1.0. We also animate this one to move to 0.0. What am I doing wrong here? Let's animate both here. We have 1.0 and 0, that's what we want. Moving up here, we want to lerp between this one now being 1.0. This one being 0.0. I'm going to try locking them. No, that did not work. Let me consult the internet here. Shape keys getting over written Blender. Okay, we're gonna watch this video.
Shape keys is another technique to animate things in Blender. You generally animate an object with keyframes. In this way, you can animate many properties of an object, such as position, scale, etc. But what about if you want to animate the shape itself? For example, consider a real-life case, where we want to animate the shape of a leaf. In this case, you could also use a modifier, such as the displace one. But there is another way to do that. That is useful when you want to manually animate the single vertices of an object, Select the leaf you want to animate, and open the Object Properties data view. Open the Shape Keys tab and add a new key. This represents the basic shape of the object. Now, add a new key. This is the key where we modify the mesh as we want. Enter the Edit mode and move the vertices as you prefer. For example, I want to bend the leaf a bit. This is the new shape. If you go back to the Object mode, the leaf returns to its original shape. This because we have to increase the value range. Basically, we are interpolating between the original shape and the new one. In order to animate the leaf, you have to add keyframes to this value. This, of course, is a basic example, but shows you how to animate.
What am I doing that isn't that? Okay, let's delete this one and this one so we have our basis. Delete our keyframes. So then we add one. Animate. Let's jump this way out. That's our keyframe, and then if, okay, I see one. Then we add another one, and let's go here. And we'll say that this one is down here. And we'll animate it. Okay. Why do you get erased? Yeah, I want... Oh, I think I understand. So the keys are what the actual... They're the fully deformed shape. And what I'm actually animating is at each frame, what shape do I want to be fully deformed like? So here, I want you to be animated at 100 and 100%, and I want you to be animated at 1 and you to be animated at 0. I and I. Aha, okay. Now it's making sense. So want you to be animated at 0. Okay. I think the trick was to capture the keyframe after I move it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, okay. Let me see. Okay, I can watch my own stream. For playback issues, select. Video is completely black or doesn't load. I'll try that. Error number 1000. Let's look into that. Error number 1000. Twitch limits users to streaming at or below 6,000 kilobytes per second. Ensure your bitrate is less than that. Okay. I'm gonna be super sad if this entire hour has been empty. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I'm sure it's on my end. I have no idea what I'm doing yet. Okay, it said your bitrate has to be at or below 6,000. Settings in OBS. Let's look. Stream. Okay, video bitrate 2350. I can drop that down to 1,000. We'll try that. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, now it's dropped down in OBS to 1,000 kilobytes per second. Do you still see the problem? Dang. I'm gonna try to stop and then start again. Maybe that'll fix it.